Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a get ready with me featuring all Patrick Ta products. I have so many new Patrick Ta products to show you guys today. I have his new 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, his new sparkly eyeshadows, new blushes, and new lip glosses. And we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned get ready with me, talking about life, the holidays, Thanksgiving, all the things. So please stay tuned for that. And I just want to say, as I am uploading this video on Thanksgiving, I just want to say how grateful and thankful I am for you as a viewer, as a subscriber. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and your support of my channel, and I'm just so happy that you decided to hang out with me today. All right, let's get this party started. So before we start the makeup portion of this video, I wanted to show you one of the things that I am most thankful for. This is my puppy. He's 5 years old. This is Bentley. He's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and he's the love of my life. Isn't he cute? Say hi to everybody. Hi, YouTube. Hello. And he's just such a blessing in my life and just brings me so much joy and happiness. So I wanted him to make his YouTube debut here on my channel and just say, I'm so thankful for you. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Say thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my mommy, and I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Ruff, ruff. You did such a good job, honey. So this is not the last time that Bentley will be on my channel, but I just wanted you to meet him, and he's anxious to get down, so I'll let him get down, but say goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye. And I thought what I would do is a full face of Patrick Ta, because I bought a lot of Patrick Ta products recently, and I was going to do a dedicated review of some of these products, but I thought, you know what? Let's just put it all on my face. Have a nice sit-down chat, because as much as I want my channel to be about the latest in makeup and beauty, I also want to do a few more videos about, get ready with me and just talk about things in life and share experiences and things like that, because I really do view my subscribers as friends, and I pray for you guys, and I do hope that you're all doing well, and I do care about each and every one of you. So I'm really grateful on this Thanksgiving that I have this platform here on YouTube. I did start my channel earlier this year in February. So it's been an interesting journey so far and just so much fun. And I've met so many lovely people here on YouTube, whether it be subscribers or other content creators that have just been so supportive and so lovely. And I'm just so grateful for each one of you. So I wanted to kind of do this get ready with me on this Thanksgiving Day. Even if you're not from America, you're tuning in from somewhere outside the States, I thought this would just be a nice chance to catch up and have a nice, relaxing get ready with me as we talk about different things in life and shared experiences and all that. So let's get into it. Let's start with foundation. I do have Patrick Ta's foundation, and this is the Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo, and I have the shade Fair 2. And I have to be honest with you guys, this is not mine. This is my mom's. And if you watched our recent Sephora haul during the Sephora sale, we did talk about how she achieved the wonderful achievement of hitting pan on the foundation. So as you can see, she has hit pan. She has a significant amount left, so I, in good conscience, asked her to borrow it for this video. So we're going to be putting this on. So Mom, if you're watching, thank you for letting me borrow your foundation, and thank you again for giving me life. I really do appreciate both things equally. You definitely can apply this foundation with your fingers, but I'm on YouTube, right, and it looks better to use the brush. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just taking my BK Beauty 101 brush and start buffing that into the skin. And the only thing I have on my face already is I went in with the Patrick Ta eyebrow pencil stick thing. I'll get the information, I'll link it down below, but I tried that for the first time. It's pretty. And on my face, I do have a couple of products actually from Revie Beauty. I have on their lip oil as well as their Magic Cream. I've been using that as a makeup primer lately and really like it. Sorry, not their Magic Cream, their Dream Cream. I almost had it right. But I've been really liking that for makeup prep. But you see how beautiful this foundation is? I really don't hear anybody talking about this foundation, but I think it's beautiful. And I love it every time I use it, every time I borrow it from my mom. Again, Mom, thank you for letting me borrow it and, the whole giving me life thing and, raising me and all that. It was generous of you to do all three. Oh boy. But speaking of family, let me know in the comments down below if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, if you're from America, what you're planning on doing for the holiday. Are you doing a big gathering? Are you doing a smaller gathering? I know the holidays can be hard for a lot of people, and I can be honest with you because we're all friends here, right? My year did not turn out the way I expected it to. It's had a lot of great times, especially starting my YouTube channel. It's been such a blessing and just so much fun. And I've met so many nice people on here. Just taking Sarah Creole concealer, because I don't think Patrick Ta makes a concealer, if I'm correct. I think I am, because aren't I always correct? That's what I tell myself. Going with my BK Beauty A506 brush for my concealer here. Okay, just pressing that concealer. This concealer has truly been one of my favorite products of the year. Like, without question. It's so good. But anyway, going back to our talk. So my year certainly hasn't turned out the way I expected, and in a lot of ways it's a good thing, but you know, I think it's just important to remember that everything can't be perfect all the time, right? And it's hard on social media. You see people who have the perfect life. They don't have any issues, no problems, never have a bad day, and that's just not reality. If you were to take every best day you had out of the year and put them selectively online, then no one would think you ever had a bad day either, and it's not the case. So I think it's important to remember that, especially around the holidays, when we see everyone having these amazing family gatherings or holiday trips, or they're spending, you know, a lot of money on gifts, or they're getting a lot of gifts, and it's very easy for us to look at them and say, wow, their life is so great, and mine maybe at the moment not the best. But it's just important to remember that social media is not real. And while you're having a good time, someone else is having a bad time, and vice versa. And it's just part of life, and things do get better. And I think it's just important to remember that this too shall pass, right? We go through things, but we go through them. We don't stay in them. And things will get better. If you're not having the best time right now or the best holiday season, just don't be deceived by social media, because that's just not reality. Okay, so that is the Sarah Creole Concealer with the Patrick Ta Foundation. Oh, the foundation is so beautiful, and so is the concealer. Okay, so we have a good base to start. I'm going to try the powder portion of this Patrick Ta palette just for a little bit of under eye application here, just because this is a little bit of a glowier product, and I just want to lock it in just a little bit. See how pretty that is? Now, I do not have Patrick Ta's bronzer, so I will have to pick that up soon so that I could do a true full face of Patrick Ta. So I'm going to cheat a little bit, just a little bit. And I'm going to use this beautiful Christian Dior bronzer. I mean, look at that for Thanksgiving. Does anything scream more Thanksgiving than this? Look at that. Oh, I'm thankful for this too. So, like I was talking about, you know, things not working out like we expect. I mean, last year at this time, I was planning my first trip to Paris and London for right before Christmas. And it was just such an exciting time because I had never been to either of those places. And it had been a hard year too. I have to admit, the last few years have been a little challenging, but that's okay. Makes us stronger, right? But anyway, last year at this time, I was planning this big, exciting trip, and I had just gotten a promotion at work and all this stuff, and now I'm not doing anything like that, and I wasn't able to travel this year. And I haven't really talked about it much on this channel, but travel is one of my biggest passions in life and hobbies, and just something that fulfills me with a lot of joy. So the fact that I wasn't able to do that this year because of family obligations and stuff was not something I was too thrilled about, right? Because we want to do the things that make us the most happy all the time. And the fact that I wasn't able to do that this year, and my year just looked a little bit different than I expected, was a little bit hard to deal with, but it makes you grow, right? And, you know, also growing this YouTube channel, it's a labor of love, and it's totally worth it. I'm having so much fun, but it does take a significant time commitment and, you know, learning everything, learning how to edit, getting the right equipment, all of that stuff, deciding what to buy, what not to buy, what collections to review, what not to review, and, you know, just making sure that you're being consistent and all that. It's a learning experience, and I wanted to give it my all, and I really have. And I'm so glad that I did that. It is a sacrifice, but it's totally worth it because I'm having so much fun doing this. But in all honesty, it was more the family obligations why I couldn't travel and do a lot of the things that I had planned on doing this year. And even with YouTube, it did pose a challenge in me getting some of my videos out the way I wanted to. but that is life, right? And we have to roll with the punches and just be willing to accept what comes and make the best of it. And I think Thanksgiving is a really great time to reflect on our blessings. And when I'm feeling a little bit sorry for myself or a little bit, you know, down or whatever you want to call it, I try to thank God for my blessings and remember all the good that He's put in my life, and that helps because it's very easy to sometimes get into a little bit of a rut and you feel sorry for yourself, and that's not good. I mean, you can feel sorry for yourself, but you don't stay there, right? So I think it's just an important time of the year to reflect on the year that you've been through, whether it's been good or bad. And, you know, we have ups and downs every year, right? And be grateful for what we have and look forward to the new year with excitement and hope. Because if we don't have hope, we don't have anything, right? Okay, so that is the Dior bronzer. I'm loving how that looks. I think Patrick Ta would be pleased with this, even though it's not his bronzer. We have a lot of blush options from Patrick Ta. I'll show you the shades that I already own. I won't be using these because I'm gonna have new ones to show you, but this is She's That Girl. Now, I did pick up a new Patrick Ta blush before the holiday sets came out. Now, this is She Goes to the Gym. So it's really pretty. I'll swatch it for you so you can see. So this is She Goes to the Gym, really pretty. But I will not be using this today because I have the two new holiday sets that came out. I did get my hands on them during the Sephora sale before they sold out. I was going to do one side with a lighter option and the other side with the deeper option, but I think I'm going to put on the dark one and then the light one almost as a blush topper or some kind of combination. I'm going to figure it out. I hope it's going to look okay. But sadly, we're not going to be using She Goes to the Gym, but we'll revisit this shade in another video on my channel. So we'll be going to the gym at some point, but not today. And also, it feels wrong that we would be going to the gym on Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm not filming this on Thanksgiving, but this will be uploaded on Thanksgiving, and at least someone's going to the gym. If she's going to the gym, that means I don't have to, so we're okay. So we have the holiday releases, and I'm doing this because they're reflecting off my ring light, and it's too flashy, but we have the lighter option and the deeper option. So this one is Out of Office, which seems appropriate for Thanksgiving. Hopefully no one watching has to work on Thanksgiving. But let's swatch this. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, what a beautiful shade. Okay, so this is Out of Office. If I wear this blush, does that mean that I can be out of office at any time? Because I'm totally down for that. And then the next one is On Holiday. So we're going to be British and be on holiday. And hopefully many of you are on holiday right now. Okay, so this is On Holiday, and yes, I already nicked it while I was taking photographs of the product. So we're not going to judge this content creator for nicking the product. Ooh, that's intense. My goodness. Okay, so this is Out of Office, and this is On Holiday. Let's see how we do with these. The On Holiday shade reminds me of this Morphe blush palette that I bought recently. It was on sale, and it's this really deep berry shade, and I don't know how I'm going to wear it because it is so deep, but I'm really excited to try it, but we'll see how we do. I'm hoping to do like a full face of Morphe soon because Morphe makes one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. I know I do a lot of luxury content here on my channel, but I do love me a good Morphe palette because their eyeshadow formula is one of the best on the market, and the price, you can't beat it. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the powder, and what I'm going to try to do, if you could see how pigmented that is. Now I'm going to buff it into the back of my hand. And you see how much is coming off? Evenly disperse it on the brush, and we're gonna lightly apply that. And this is a Patrick Ta blush brush that I picked up recently. And that's a trick for these types of blushes, something really intense or very pigmented like the Patrick Ta blushes. Always rub it into the back of your hand so you get all this excess off. Because otherwise it will be a blotchy, heavy mess. That's really pretty. Okay. I'm going to take the Out of Office, I was going to say On Holiday, but this is Out of Office. And I'm going to try to put that on top. And I'm doing the same thing, and I'm using the other side of the brush because I'm kind of using this as a blush topper, but look how much is coming off my hand. That's pretty. And this is a little bit too much. I will tone it down, but it is Patrick Ta, so that's to be expected. Okay, so way too much, way too pigmented, but we will fix it. But look at the shade. I really love the deeper one more than I was expecting to. Let's just throw on this lighter one on this side just to see. Don't be deceived that it's a lighter color. It's still pigmented. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foundation brush and go over the excess. And I'm also going to take the powder from his foundation palette and just go around and tone it down. See? That's an easy fix. But look how beautiful that is. And on this one, I'm going to take a little bit of the deeper one, the On Holiday, and just apply that so it's even in color. But look how pigmented. And also taking what's left on my foundation brush and just fixing that a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Really beautiful. So I just put a little bit of foundation and powder just around it just because I went in a little bit too heavy-handed. I mean, look at my hand. This is how pigmented these are. It's a hard product to work with, so just be mindful of that. But it is beautiful, and it leaves a beautiful finish on the skin. I'm not going to go in with the cream just because the color is so pigmented and it's already pretty strong on my cheeks. So we're going to leave it for now, and I'm going to get this off my hand if I can. Okay, so these Patrick Ta 6-pan eyeshadows, these are the Major Dimension Essential Artistry Edit eyeshadow palettes. I bought 2 color stories, the light and the medium, and I was going to do like a whole review comparing these, but I kind of just want to play with these and see what we can come up with. I do want to do a cohesive look, so I will use both of these palettes. They're kind of similar, and I think you could probably get away with it if you have lighter fair skin with the medium, but we'll see. I will combine both so you can get a sense of what's in each palette, but they are decently similar, right? So let's have some fun. I also have his new sparkly shadows. I have a couple of different shades from that release, so we have a lot of fun ahead. So let's get into these palettes. Okay, so let's go into this shade right here. This is in the light palette. I'm using my reference number 15 that I recently got. Oh, wow. Okay, that went on very nicely. I can't believe it's already Thanksgiving and the holiday season. It's so easy to get caught up in, you know, the hustle and bustle of the season and, you know, shopping. And on YouTube here and social media, we talk a lot about the new holiday releases and the new flashy things that all of the companies are coming out with and beautiful makeup sets. It's important to remember that that's not the only thing that's special around the holidays. And it's easy to get caught up in all of that, but it's good to also reflect and spend time with family and participate in traditions and all those things. And I was thinking about the year and how fast it's gone and, you know, just different things. And I remembered that I had made a list of New Year's resolutions last year, and I wrote them down. And I looked back on them today, and I realized that I probably have lived up to half of the things on my list. I wrote down maybe about 8 things. But I think I probably accomplished about half of them, one of which was starting my YouTube channel here. So that's good that I accomplished that. But there are still things on that list that I haven't accomplished that I want to carry over into 2026. But I think it's important to reflect on the year and maybe take stock and see if there are things that you want to accomplish still by the end of this year or that you want to focus on in the new year. Because while the holidays are a great time to participate in a lot of different things, it's also important to kind of take stock and, you know, plan for the next year and think about maybe what you could have done differently this year and what you want to achieve in the new year. Okay, so this is beautiful. Going on very creamy. Now I'm going to take my Eyeshadow number 3 and I'm going to go into this dark shade right here. Or maybe, I may just do both shades. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about taking stock, you know, at the end of the year. Let me know if there's anything that you want to share, reflections on the last year, things that you want for the upcoming year. And it could be, you know, just personal things like I want to read more or spend more time with family or less time on social media, whatever it may be. It could be a million different things. And one thing that I personally had made a commitment to in 2025 was to stop people pleasing. And I want to give you an update as to how that's going. So I'm going into this deeper palette and going with this shade with my reference number 14. And I think actually I've been doing pretty well with that. I remember when I first started my channel, I have a video on my channel about people pleasing and how I was going down that journey of trying to stop people pleasing. And it feels like yesterday that I made that video, but it was a few months ago. And I think I am doing better with it, but it's a daily struggle. I think you get to a certain point in life where you go through certain experiences and you realize that you do have to protect yourself, because not everyone is going to have your best interest at heart, right? But at the same time, you also do not want to get so closed off to people that you shut down and don't let anybody in either, because that's not good. It's achieving that balance. And it's kind of like a daily thing with each situation. You make your best judgment as to whether or not what you're doing is compromising your values and, you know, what you want, but also balancing being a good person and helping other people. I love to help other people, but I have found, especially in the workplace, people see that as a weakness. So there's kind of a balancing act that you have to do with that. And then I feel like that's a lifelong lesson that I'll be learning. But I think I have done better at it. Okay, so these eyeshadows are beautiful. They're very creamy, very easy to work with, pretty pigmented. The effect is kind of similar to, I feel like, Mario's eyeshadows. I'm sorry, this is so dirty. It's so hard to keep these cases clean. It's just... And that's another thing. As women, we're always apologizing, right? And one time I was working with a woman who I really look up to, and she said to me, "What are you always apologizing for?" Now, I've heard this a lot of my life. People have always said to me, "Stop apologizing." But she said, like, even herself, she realized that we women, we apologize for a lot of things we don't have to apologize for. So that's also a lesson that I'm learning. Okay, so now these beautiful sparkly duos that we have from Patrick Ta. This is In Your Dreams. So pretty. And we also have Slow Burn. Look how stunning that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, so which one do we do? It's hard to pick. Let's try to do both. Okay, now this I am going to use my finger for, just because these sparkly shades are hard to pick up with a brush. Let me swatch these for you. But anyway, going back to our chat log, I got my first Christmas card today. I thought it would be after Thanksgiving, but I did get it today, a couple days before. And it was my best friend from growing up, and she has a beautiful baby girl, and now she's pregnant with her second. She's having a boy, which is exciting. But if we're being honest, the first thing that I thought was, oh, another friend who is married with kids and living that life. And that is just the honest truth. So this is In Your Dreams, and this is Slow Burn. Look at that shimmer. Absolutely beautiful. Very few companies do shimmers like Patrick Ta. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's like almost blinding. Okay, so let's try to use both of these, because I've been dying to use these, but I've been holding off for the sake of YouTube. This kind of ties into the whole your life not looking how you expect it to look at certain points in your life, right? I think it's something that a lot of women go through. We think that we'll have, you know, husband, kids by a certain point in your life, and you don't, and that's okay, because everybody's story is different. But it doesn't mean that you don't get upset about it sometimes, especially around the holidays. I feel like that's a hard time if you are not married and you want to be, or you've broken up with someone, or, you know, different situations, right? I think it's a hard thing to deal with at any point in your life. Now I'm taking In Your Dreams, both colors. First the lighter one, so pretty. And then the deeper one. Oh my goodness, can you imagine wearing this for like a New Year's party or your holiday parties, holiday gatherings? So stunning and so easy to use. But I think even with that conversation that I have with myself about not being married at this point in my life, I do realize that I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that I still want to do before that comes into my life, as far as traveling, as far as doing YouTube, as far as a lot of different things. And I feel like, you know, we all have our different stories in life, right? We all have different paths that we have to take. And it's good to remind yourself that just because you're not where you think you should be doesn't mean you're in the wrong place. You're where you're meant to be at that point in your life, and you should enjoy every season. Because I can guarantee you there's someone who would look at your life and wish to God that they had that life. So I think it's important just to, like I said, count your blessings, realize everything that you have, and not feel too sorry for yourself because that's not good. Now I'm realizing that I'm chatting a lot and I'm getting a little bit messy with this eyeshadow. There is a decent amount of fallout here just because maybe I'm not being as careful because I'm chatting away and, you know, pouring out my feelings to YouTube here and all of you. But it's not a terrible amount of fallout, just a little bit. So I have glitter on my face. What's wrong with that? It is the holidays. Now I did take Slow Burn and kind of combine those two colors too. So I've, you know, covered this whole matte eyeshadow look completely in glitter and shimmer, but look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. So stunning, and even more stunning in person. Let me know in the comments down below if you experience the same thing as far as not maybe being where you expected to be in life or feeling that way. I think we all feel that way sometimes, but it's good to talk about it. It's good to be open about it because I think having this facade of having everything together in life is kind of overrated. I don't pretend to have everything together. I really don't. And I think that's okay. And I think people appreciate that honesty because no one has it all together at all times in their life. So to pretend like we do, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think in this world of social media and all of this stuff, a lot of people are craving authenticity and vulnerability and, you know, just being real because there's so many people out there on social media that are not real and not, you know, showing their true lives, which is fine. That's their prerogative. But I think people are craving some authenticity. So I hope that I'm bringing that to you guys today and in my channel in general. I always try to be authentic with you guys. And I hope that that comes across because, like I said, I do consider you guys to be my friends and I care about all of you. And with my friends, I am pretty open. So I hope that that comes across in my content. Okay, so we have completed this part of the eye look. I will throw on some eyeliner and mascara. I don't have that from Patrick Ta. I don't even know if he makes mascara. I'm not sure. Maybe he does. I don't know. He does it all. So if he hasn't done it yet, I'm sure he'll do it soon. But I will throw those on and then we will put on some Patrick Ta highlighter and we will wrap up this Get Ready With Me. Okay, so I have added the Makeup by Mario mascara and Rare Beauty eyeliner. What do we think of the completed eye look? I think it's beautiful. I think that the 6-pan eyeshadows are absolutely gorgeous. I don't think you need both. I think they're pretty similar in color story between the light and the medium, but I think you can do beautiful looks with either one. I think it's just a matter of your preference. They're creamy, they're buildable. Like I said, they're a little bit similar to each other. Do you need both? Probably not, but they're gorgeous and just the formula is exceptional. And the sparkly shadows are just a dream to work with and just so pretty, perfect for the holiday season. Definitely recommend you checking those out if you haven't already. They're absolutely stunning. You do get some fallout, but I think it's worth it if you're able to do your foundation after your eyeshadow. That's great. I am not somebody that usually does that. I can't get the full essence of the eyeshadow look unless my foundation is on. I don't know if that makes sense, or my skin tint. It doesn't have to be foundation, but unless this doesn't get taken care of, like I've noticed even sometimes if I don't fill in my brows before I do eye makeup, it's a little bit hard to see how the finished look will be. So I always do my foundation first for the most part, but if you don't and you do it the other way, that's great. Then you don't have to worry so much about fallout, but it's manageable. And the sparkle payoff that you get is worth whatever excess you have to wipe off. It's not an issue for me personally, but really beautiful. I want to add a little bit more blush back. Kind of want to amp up the look a little bit more, put some highlighter on, and then I will finish off with some Patrick Ta lip glosses. So I'm going to take whatever's left on my blush brush and just see if I can just add a little bit more color, just because I removed a lot before and I feel like I need a little bit of extra. And this is kind of a combination of the two blushes. See, just a little bit of a dusting. I want to add a little bit more bronzer too. Taking my N15 brush from BK Beauty and just adding a little bit more bronzer. So let me know in the comments down below what your experience has been this year, what your thoughts are as we end 2025 and approach 2026. Are you excited? Do you have certain goals in mind? Do you make a New Year's resolution list? I recommend writing it down. I wrote it down and put it somewhere in my house that I can look at it from time to time and see how I'm doing. Again, I haven't met all of the resolutions. I haven't achieved everything, but I'd say about half of it, so that's not terrible. It's not terrible. And I do want to thank everyone here on YouTube who has been so supportive. And as I approach ending this year and getting close to my year anniversary on YouTube, that's hard to even say because I can't believe that it's been, you know, this many months. But it's been so much fun getting to know so many of you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know much more of you and growing this community, because I really do appreciate every one of you who has supported my channel, even just by leaving a nice comment or watching my content. It really means the world. And let me know in the comments what you'd like to see more of on this channel. Do you really enjoy the new product reviews? Do you like to do a get ready with me, a little chit chat like we're having today? Some tutorials or tips and tricks? Let me know what you'd like to see more of on this channel, because I do want to hear your feedback. A little bit more blush, I think that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the highlighter from Patrick Ta called Baby. And I did recently pick up his highlighter brush, which is really nice. Okay. And in all honesty, I don't really need highlighter because I have some of the fallout from the eyeshadow, but we're gonna add it just so that we have a true full face of Patrick Ta. It's pretty. What I like about these highlighters is that you can definitely build them up, but they're not blinding in your face. You can wear them for everyday use too. See, just a nice subtle highlight. Take a little bit of the cream and pop that on there and do a little bit more of the powder on top. See how that just makes it stand out a little bit more than that side? So again, going in with a little cream and taking it and just applying it where the, I don't know why I'm doing this with my left hand, I'm a righty. Okay, that's new. All right, so that is the highlighter. And now we are going to finish off with some Patrick Ta lip gloss. Now, these came in the holiday sets that I picked up during the Sephora sale. So these are the Major Volume Hydrating High Shine Lip Glosses. And this is the shade Ice Me Down. And this is the shade Warm Me Up. So we got both. We're going to go with Ice Me Down first. That's the doe foot. Okay. So this is Ice Me Down. So it's very pretty. It has a minty taste and scent to it. It feels like it's plumping. A little bit of grittiness, like tiny, tiny bit, but not terrible. But that's really nice. And just reference, this lip gloss came with the Out of Office Blush Duo from the holiday set. But that's really pretty, actually. I like it. But if you don't like the plumping lip gloss effect, you wouldn't like this because it's plumping. It's definitely plumping. But let's take this off and try the other color. Can't really see it on camera, but this does have a beautiful shimmer to it. It's not blinding in your face, but if you look up close, you do see little shimmer particles in there. So, very pretty gloss. And now that we have been iced down, we're gonna get warmed up again. Okay, so this is Warm Me Up. And this one on my lips, I feel like I can see less of the glitter particles. I can still see them, but the other shade, I saw them a little bit more. But again, it's definitely tingling. It's definitely plumping. Has that mint taste to it, which I'm not crazy about. But it's very pretty. But if I had to compare to my favorite lip plumping formula, the Lawless lip glosses, I probably still would go with that. But this is pretty. And I think it would make a nice gift if these sets are still available. I'm not sure if they are. I know they sold out during the Sephora sale, but I think it's a nice set to go with the blushes. Yeah, very pretty. All right, so we'll leave that on as we finish up this look and gather our final thoughts. Okay, so I just threw on a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder just to complete the look. And if you haven't heard already, I am doing a giveaway on my channel right now at the time of filming. I'm giving 3 subscribers a giveaway prize. One prize will be some items from Tatcha, one will be a set of brushes from Refer, and another one will be a couple of items from Sephora. So I'll put all the information in the description box below, but in order to enter the giveaway, you have to subscribe to my channel, then you have to head over to the video where I announced the giveaway and like that video, and also leave me a comment and tell me if you were to win, what would be your choice as to the prize. So if you wanted the brushes as your first choice, the Tatcha as your second, and the Sephora as your third, or whatever the order may be, just let me know what your preference would be if you were to win, which prize you would want. So I hope that you enter the giveaway. Let me know if you have any questions, and please make sure you're subscribed to my channel because that is one of the conditions of the giveaway. And also as a side bonus, you'll be kept up to date with all the latest in makeup and beauty. So please join our community. We would love to have you, and good luck for everyone who enters the giveaway. But what do we think? I think it came out beautiful. It's glowy, it's sparkly, it's perfect for the holidays. Not too dramatic. I wanted to try out the 6-pan eyeshadow palettes just to see how those go. To me, those are more everyday matte eyeshadow, but I did dress it up with the sparkly shadows, which I absolutely love, but be careful. There is fallout. To me, the fallout is okay because the eyeshadows are just so stunning. But what do we think of the look? Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. If you have any questions about the products. And I just want to take one more moment to say thank you so much again for all of your support. If you're from America and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope that you are spending the day with loved ones and just having a great day full of happy memories and delicious food. And even if you're not watching from the States, I hope that you're having a blessed day. I pray that you guys are all doing well and that the year has been a great one for you, and that 2026 will be an even better one, and that you enjoy the holiday season no matter where you are from. So thank you so much for your support again, and you guys really make my day when you say hi in the comments below. So I will meet you in the comments. I thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.